It's Monday, June 28th, 2021, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, we have the latest COVID-19 figures. A young Bahamian pens a new book. We're still celebrating dads. And a busy weekend for national championships. So let's start the morning off right. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning edition. I'm LaDon Davis.
Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad we're back with you. I'm Charles Fisher, and I'm looking through the screen, and I'm seeing a bunch of smiles. I'm so happy to see Charles.
You missed us. They missed
us. We could get questions. Tell them just a week we were off, and now we're happy to be back, and we have a jam-packed show in store for you. How was your week off?
It was pretty good. Lloyd and I, we were in training, 50 hours of training with CNN. It was a pretty good session. So we're going to bring some some media platforms to the morning edition and try to boost it up a little to get, the audience involved.
And I did miss you a lot. I missed you. I called you and I checked up on you.
Yes,
you didn't check up on me.
Because it was intense.
And then everybody asked me, how is LaDon? Let me tell you something. LaDon and I are not brothers and sisters, and we don't live together. So don't ask me for LaDon, because I check on her and she don't check on me.
That's not true, guys. But anyway, and I'm enjoying this new technology. I see you were twiddling your thumbs over there, getting accustomed
to some new stuff. But we still have our trivia to give away by Janae's Uniform Center. Once again, we are giving away the school bag named the first Bahamian Governor General. And the number you can call 502-3870. That's 502-3870. Named the first Bahamian Governor General. And you can win yourself this nice school bag, all courtesy of Janae's Uniform Center.
Independency.
Yeah, Independence Colors. Yes, so you're coming in right in time with the Governor General. The phones are already ringing. But as we answer those calls, we take it out to the road and traffic with Corporal Patrick Kemp is standing by, who will let us know about the weekend.
Good morning, Bahamas. Corporal 549 Kemp here from the Traffic Division. And presently we are here at the area of the six-legged roundabout, where we have an increase of flow of traffic already this morning. And if you have noticed, like myself, we have had an increase of traffic throughout the entire island of Providence. So I'm going to continue to encourage the motorists out there to drive with due care and attention, pay special attention to junctions and intersections, be courteous to your fellow brother and sister out there while you're on the streets. So far, within the last 24 hours, we have had some 18 accidents. We still have today 6 persons who are still hospitalized in the hospital as a result of those accidents. And once again, as an encouragement for the persons out there, there's no need to drive with excessive road rage. In fact, there's no need to have road rage, period. We have to exercise patience wherever you're traversing through the streets, and be mindful to drive alive.
Rondo. Well, looking outside to the weather, 77 degrees, partly cloudy, winds east-southeast at 6 miles per hour, humidity 88%, mid to low level trough associated with a high northeast of the Bahamas, along with extremely tropical weather today. Moisture will continue to enhance shower activity as the system continues to move westward throughout tonight. Variably cloudy, humid, and a bit breezy, with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms possible throughout tonight. High temperature 90 degrees Fahrenheit, overnight low 74. Tuesday, bring out those umbrellas. Couple of thunderstorms, 88 in the day, 78 at night. Wednesday looking quite the same. Shower in the morning, 88 and 77 day and night temperatures.
Health officials reporting 39 new COVID-19 cases in its latest release, 38 here in New Providence and 1 over in Grand Bahama. One of the cases from New Providence shows a history of travel over the last 14 days. The breakdown consists of 16 males and 23 females. Hospitalizations stand at 36, 32 moderately ill, and 4 in the intensive care unit. 669 cases are still active, with 9 new recoveries, bringing that total to 11,544. The COVID-19 death toll remains at 245. The latest COVID-19 vaccination numbers are out. As of June 26, over 91,000 doses have been administered. More than 58,000 have received one dose, while almost 33,000 are fully vaccinated. An updated COVID-19 vaccination schedule for this week in New Providence has been released. Loyola Hall and Gladstone Road will be open Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for online appointments only. The Church of God of Prophecy East Street opens Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for online and walk-up appointments. To make an online appointment, visit vax.gov.bs. A Bahamian government-issued ID is required. Government officials to urge Bahamians to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, says Bahamians must get the shot as soon as possible so that the country can get back to normal.
Let me say to the graduates that in order to be hired some places, they may require proof of vaccination, and if not, they may require you to perform a test weekly at your expense. Protect yourself. The vaccine is free. Registration is easy. If you had a first dose, please make sure you receive the second dose for maximum protection. If you have not yet received the first dose, you should make an appointment today at vax.gov.bs or visit one of our walk-up vaccination centers. Visit opm.gov.bs/forward-vaccine for more information of the COVID-19 vaccine and the vaccination schedules.
Another shot in the arm for tourism on the horizon as officials are gearing up to celebrate the first sailing of the Crystal Serenity this coming weekend, July 3rd and 4th. The ship will make its way to Bimini, where a grand inauguration awaits. From there, it's on to the Exumas, Long Island, and San Salvador. The Prime Minister is expected to bring the keynote address at the home porting ceremony. We're wrapping up just the first month of the Atlantic hurricane season, but with 5 more to go, local organizations are not letting their guards down. Social Services Minister, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, shares with us the state of our shelters if needed.
I'm advised that those buildings have been identified, inspections are done, work is ongoing, because you would appreciate that there are some changes that will be made only as the hurricane is approaching. But the teams are in place. We do what we do. We have been doing it for years, and we thank all those persons who will be partnering with us should the need arise.
The Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute pleased with the response to the National Center for Reconstruction Research Program after nearly 50 Bahamians graduated this week. BTVI has a partnership with Valencia College in Florida to provide technical certification in a variety of courses, hoping to bridge the existing skills gap in this country. BTVI President Dr. Robert Robertson.
It's a shorter program, it's compressed, and that's the way of the future. It has more technology in it, and younger people in particular, they embrace technology. We all complain about, online classes and stuff, but the students see that and they appreciate it and they do well at it.
And remain vigilant and prepared. That's the message of the Bahamas National Neighborhood Crime Watch Council as they brought Community Safety Week to a close. The aim for the week was to raise awareness on the issue.
We know that we are in a climate zone where hurricanes are always coming into our country. And we really want to inform the community, the wider community, on how to prepare and to be informed and educated on these particular topics. In recent time, we saw in the community where almost a whole block of homes were destroyed by fire. And we wanted to really inform our communities how important it is to be prepared.
Bahamas Aquatics closing out its swim nationals yesterday. Jamaica won the overall championship, followed by the Barracudas. Individually, Joanna Evans and Isaac Bastian secured their spots on the Bahamas Olympic team, while Laura Morley still awaits word if she gets a chance to compete in Tokyo.
She's qualified with a B time. Under the rules, she has to be invited to participate in the Olympic Games. The outright qualifier is Joanna Evans. She's qualified in the 400-meter freestyle, and she'll also be swimming the 200-meter freestyle at the Olympic Games. Isaac Bastian swam a lifetime best last night in the 200 breast, broke a national record, fell just short of qualifying. But according to the rules, we could invite one male swimmer to the Olympic Games who's not met a qualifying standard. And by all accounts, that swimmer will be Isaac Bastian.
And when we come back, a young Bahamian tells about his new book, so keep it locked.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Radio weekend dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catching me here checking out the ZNet Shopping Network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How do one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is. Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
Well, we know about Inagua and its salt production. Long Island settlement is called Salt Pond. Now another island is reaping what nature provides. Just outside of Williamstown, Zuma, you will find nature taking its course this year. First, we go on a 5-minute trek through the bushes. Then you will come upon what is called a salt pond. 86-year-old Gabriel Stiles, a local historian, on just how often this creation happens.
Well, it comes on about perhaps 2 or 3 years, not really irregular. So this is a very important year for salt, because there's a lot of exhuming from various settlements. Get a lot of salt. Nature provide that particular salt pond. As I was a boy and I remember that.
He went on to tell us way back in the 15th century, salt cultivation was a big industry on the island.
They used to rake it and pile it up, used to burn it, and then it stays there. But it's not like now, people, you put their salt there, you can't leave it there,
The pond stretches a great distance and gives off a glossy look. Residents have taken advantage to go out and rake it up in bundles. But there is a particular time of the day that you must go.
You rake it with your hand, or maybe a container. You come slowly. Now, but in my days, it was just like sugar. You could shovel it up. You put it on a container, and then you let it drain out to bring it home. You bring it home and you have another container, bowl in that container, and then it let out the rest of the water. Well, early in the morning, you would find cooler, and then the water would be cool. But when you come around like 12, 1 o'clock in the day, you better get at it, because the salt, the water in itself will be hot, very hot.
Stiles has accumulated a share of salt, washroom full of bags, cooler on the outside.
We use it not for consumption, but sometimes you got family away, you send them some, and then you can sell some. But I'm not the only one who have some, because a lot of people got thousands of a bushel of it.
In a given day, how many buckets or bags or stuff can you get out of that salt pond?
Well, you could get about maybe 400 or 500 if you stay there.
And it's a secret when it comes to using this raw salt for cooking.
No, you can't use much. You can't use very much. You got to know exactly, gauge yourself, but then you can use it in a food processor and grind it up.
Right, versus so sea salt versus the Morton salt. I know you're.
I rather that salt, but when you're using it, you have to use a very small amount because it's very potent. And it is so many resources do we have here in the Bahamas where you can just go out there to the pond and pick up your salt and bag it and then go home and cook. You don't have to be going to the food store and stuff like that.
It's expensive.
Have you ever been in a salt pond?
I went to the one in Inagua. I mean, Inagua and then Ragged Island. I know Ragged Island has one as well. And Eleuthera has one.
Long Island salt pond.
Yeah, Long
It gives off a funny scent, but when it is good to go there and just pick up your salt. And it is also good for the skin. You don't see like I'm a little brighter this morning.
It's good for that too? Because many of us will probably need that after the show, eh? Okay, well, a young Bahamian releasing a book that has been described as thought-provoking. The book highlights the need for love despite cultural and lifestyle differences in an effort to promote unity, understanding, and trust for a better Christian nation. Here's Rashina Rowe Farquharson.
He says his first book, The God of Many Faces, was inspired by human interaction with God. But as he traveled around the world, he realized that there were many who were not Christians and who do not believe in God. Yet he is compelling his readers to love all and not just a selected few.
I feel that, a lot of us Christians, we get into this bad habit of judging people who don't necessarily subscribe or who don't live in a lifestyle or in a way that is conducive to self-belief.
Angelo Mortimer says Christians should never forget that the greatest commandment is love, and love should not be conditional.
We have to sit and really evaluate what is going on. Why is it that churches around the world are not so full? Is it the condemnation? Even when I went on a very dark path, it was in church that brought me to that understanding. It was just love. Love by atheists, love by Muslims. But I've come to realize that Jehovah is real. And this is what I put in my book.
He says the book outlines why Christians should love regardless of race or cultural differences.
And there is a particular chapter in this book where I discuss that we are in a general court of law. Leave the judge to do what he is there to do.
The book, he says, also admonishes those of the Christian faith on the importance of bringing even the sinners back into the fold.
The Lord himself had to come to me in my darkness. Because, I was, like a lot of people, they call me a backslider. And I'm still a work in progress. So if I'm still a work in progress, I'm sure a lot of people are. And we need to get into that form of Christianity where we show love.
And so far, the book that can be considered thought-provoking is already receiving rave reviews.
It was a particular a convenience store that I would go to. And she told me, Angelo, you shook the core of my faith and made me really repent of my judgmental ways. The book is serious.
A Bahamian filmmaker exploring the issue of mental health during the COVID lockdowns. In her latest work, Anthony Smith has that story.
Is everything okay? These phrases are usually asked, but people don't really seek to find out how you're actually really doing. A not-so-shallow question Bahamian filmmaker Shanae Smith tackles in her newest short film, a docu-short on mental health inspired by the amplitude of anxiety she and a growing number of Bahamians are facing as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. I figured I couldn't be the only person that was experiencing anxiety and these effects of COVID-19 alone. So I thought, why not reach out to different people that I know and kind of sit down and have a conversation with them and ask them how their mental health is doing. And so began her year-long production on a topic often considered uncharted territory, a struggle which, for many Bahamians, is often kept hush-hush. But in a candid and very intimate sit-down, the filmmaker and 4 young Bahamians bravely open up. There is a sense of comfort in knowing that people around you are going through the same thing, and for me, that's what it was. It was getting these shared experiences experiences and understanding, okay, you're not the only person going through this. And I hope that with the release of this documentary, anybody else that watched it could feel the same way.
In January, PAHO officials revealed that the COVID-19 pandemic has given rise to a mental health crisis here in the Caribbean. As for Shanae, she hopes her film can help by slowly shedding the stigma and the shame and starting the conversation.
It's not something you should be ashamed of. It's something that if it's to that point, you should reach out and you should get help, the help that you need. There's no shame in reaching out to somebody and saying, hey, I need help. This is to a point where I can't really deal with it on my own. There's no shame in that. And I hope that it changes the narrative and we start having more positive discourse.
Is Everything Okay has been viewed by more than 7,000 persons thus far.
And as we head to the break, we take a look back at the day in Bahamian history. On June 28, 1960, the government of the Bahamas took out an advertisement in the London Guardian for 2 assistant superintendents of police, showing just how far Bahamianization policies in the civil service had come. Hoping to attract experienced law enforcement officers to the islands, the package included free travel and accommodations to would-be applicants. Also on June 28, 2019, Sir Cornelius A. Smith was sworn in as the 11th Governor General. Government officials and Bahamians of all walks of life viewed the pageantry in the center of downtown, with further celebrations continuing at Government House.
In this age of spin, when so much information is suspect, people are searching for information they can trust. The answer? A closer look.
We made tremendous progress with respect to reducing the deficit.
The fact that there will be more infections suggests that there could be more deaths.
But if it is more transmissible, and those strains are all more transmissible, then it means that more people will get infected, more people will have symptomatic disease.
Something about metering.
You're not going to be able to owe BPL $10,000, $20,000.
That situation is in order now, eh?
As you load up that meter, you can use your power.
We in essence have done something with our health travel visa that's going to help our tourism product.
A closer look with Anthony Newbold, where you get the facts you can believe in. Mondays at 8 p.m. and Wednesdays at 9 a.m. right here on the ZNS Television Network.
NBA combines taking place over the weekend ahead of the NBA draft, which is fast approaching. Among those taking part was Bahamian big man Kai Jones.
The drive comes from just my love for the game. I love the game of basketball, and I feel like I'm very fortunate to play the game, so I'm very grateful for every opportunity that I've had to be a part of special teams and even be here at this drive combine. So it just comes from my love of the game. I love working out. I love working on my game, and I want to be the best version of myself possible. And I'm really trying to max out my potential, so that's why I really work so hard. My strength and my versatility on defense, just my ability to guard 1 through 5, sit down very low in the stance and get my hands up as well. So yeah, just that's what I say is my strength as a defender. I think with all the tools that I have as a player in terms of my athleticism and versatility, it can translate very quickly just because of how many different facets I can impact the game in terms of my defense and offense, my ability to run the floor, and like I said, my versatility on defense, guarding 1 through 5. So I definitely think I can impact the game right away.
DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns just 1 win away from the NBA Finals. Over the weekend, the Suns took a commanding 3-1 series lead with an 84-80 win over the LA Clippers. DA and the Suns have their first chance to close out tonight when they return home. So far, the series, the Bahamian big man was a difference maker, and hopefully that will continue when it matters most tonight. At the top of the show, we told you about the swim nationals from the weekend, but the B3's track and field nationals also took place. Shawnee Miller-Uibo ran on home soil and didn't disappoint, winning the 20 meters at a time of 24.06 seconds.
Pleasure to be home competing, and in front of the home crowd. It's good to be back in. Yeah, I just want to give God all thanks and praise for allowing me to come here and put on the show for the Bahamian people. You know, we're just coming back over from an injury, but you know, everything's shaping back up pretty well. We're just trying to get in as much work as we can right now, and yeah, just be ready for when the time comes.
A local resort investing in the lives of their employees and their families, the property learning a valuable lesson from the recent storm, and decided to implement a Learn to Swim program for children of their employees. Here's Jay Philippe.
Pelican Bay Hotel recently introduced an employee initiative where the children of employees at the hotel took part in a 4-week swim class with certified swim instructor Coletta Johnson. Patra Albury, financial controller at the hotel, explains how this initiative came about.
We're starting with our own staff and with their children, and so we want to minimize any chances of childhood drownings or children not able to save themselves during swimming. A sad part about it is that during the Dorian hurricane, a number of people lost their lives due to water intrusion.
Swim instructor Johnson says she's seen tremendous progress from week 1 to now.
Every Saturday I had like 14 kids, teaching them how to swim. I had like at least 6 of them that was like totally terrified because they went through Dorian and, almost lost their lives in Dorian and couldn't swim. So, it's good to come out here and teach the kids them how to swim. First off, I got to get them comfortable and to get them to trust me. So, I introduced myself to them as Annie Coco, not Coletta. So everybody calls me Annie Coco, so that gets them comfortable and they feel like family and stuff like that. So, and then I go on to bubbling. That's very important because kids, they scared. They take they open up their mouth, they take on the water and they start choking. So I teach them how to keep their mouth closed and blow through your nose. Then I teach them to lay on their back and relax. Get them relaxed. Then you get them to kick in and the stroking and put it all together.
The young ones listen attentively to their instructor. It's been a roller coaster, but they've managed to learn a few things.
You keep kicking and keep paddling your arms and then lift your head up and keep paddling.
So what have your coach been teaching you so far?
How to swim backwards and stuff. You kick and you could float backward and you move and you do your hands back and you kick. I've been learning how to float. And I've been learning how to swim, and learning how to swim can save me from drowning in the water.
What about your coach? What has she been telling you every Saturday about how to not drown, how to stay afloat?
She told me to lay back and be calm.
Swim lessons will be made available for the employees themselves in the upcoming weeks.
After the break, we continue to celebrate our fathers.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
Father's Day may have been 2 Sundays ago, but this past weekend there were some who still took the time to celebrate dads. Here's Antoinette Smith.
It's a 14-year tradition, paying tribute to the men who go above and beyond at home and in their communities. A celebration done better late than never, as the Urban Renewal Commission honors the men they call fathers of the nation.
He now is a person that will never say no. Anything Ryan would have asked Mr. Whitby to do, he would do it, and Mr. Feast feeds the children in the community on a regular basis. The children that does not have internet services, they come in his yard.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg. As the list goes on, so do the endless contributions. The 10 men honored, Minister of Social Services, the Honorable Frankie Campbell says, are shining examples.
Recognizing fathers is important because fatherhood is both a privilege and a responsibility. A responsibility, if lived up to, results in stronger households, stronger family units, which results in stronger communities and ultimately a stronger Bahamas.
a huge responsibility and an often heavy load to bear, but the men honored today accept that charge.
We accept this honor, which will always be dear to our hearts, because it shows us that someone is watching. And we pledge to continue to be honorable, dedicated, caring, and loving. A godly example for our community, a godly example for our nation.
Well, Fisher recognized some familiar faces there.
Yeah,
Kashigan Adderley over there in radio and then Utah. Yeah. Awesome.
Good to see that you are still celebrating fathers, because I think we only had one day and then it's over, and Mother's Day is just about every day.
So you didn't celebrate Father's Day?
I celebrated it, but I didn't get anything. You know, my girls are not working, so that. But they gave me a lot of love.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure Charlie gave you a lot of kisses.
Yeah,
because
kisses
you want something.
And hugs.
Yeah.
I got some kisses and hugs, but they didn't get no gift. Material things are not the real things nowadays. You know, it's just
definitely not.
It's just the things that they say that melts your heart. And like I was arguing with one of my boys in the studio, it's better to have girls than to have boys. Because girls love their dads forever.
Still having this conversation. And that's a wrap for us this morning for the entire team.
But let's get the trivia, the winner. Alvida Roll, you ready to get out here? She gets the right answer of the Junior's Uniform Center, and she can win this by Samilo Butler. Samilo Butler.
Have a good morning, everyone.
You think I explain? I've been looking for you now for the past 3 months. Don't sleep or wake up, he's gone. What kind of thing that is? I've been searching all over the land. In now, one down in my true town. I was looking in the big yard.